Beautiful crowd. I love the diversity of Provo, Utah. No, look around. And you got tall white people and short white people and skinny white people and some white people that aren't skinny. This is beautiful, man. Am I the only Mexican here? Oh, my people. They're like, we have to get in before the wall goes up. Nice crowd. So I recently turned 40, like 10 years ago, and over 40, wave a hand. If you're over 40, wave a hand. Okay. Now, if you're not 40, you're going to think this is a joke. But if you're over 40, you know I'm telling the truth, because you start going through things when you cross 40 that you don't go through in your 30s and 20s. A couple weeks ago, I got hurt sleeping. Anybody? Anybody? Not jumping out of bed while I slept. I pulled a muscle. And I'm limping around my house the whole day. I didn't know what happened. I couldn't remember. Then it hit me that I got that cramp. Who gets the cramp in the middle of the night? The cramp in the calf. Came time for me to take my nap, but I was scared. I'm not in good enough shape to sleep. So, of course, I made that New Year's resolution to work out. I went to the doctor, though. I said, I want a workout plan. He told me to start with 25 crunches a day. I said, man, that's a lot of chocolate. But, I'm up to 12 bars a day, man. I'm feeling better, but my diabetes is out of control right now. I wore black tonight. Ladies know that secret. Black makes you look thinner. I think it's true because I often see chubby white women with black boyfriends. Just seeing how far I could go with you guys, huh? Don't go too far, Paco. Now, this is small for Latino standards, but this is the biggest I've ever been. I was the runt of a high school of 3,000 kids. I went to Berkeley High. I was 5'2" and 75 pounds my freshman year. Now I'm almost 200. And I went to a family party, and my cousin walks up to me, and he slaps me on my stomach and goes, "What happened?" I said, "I got older." I said, "But you were fat when we were 12. I'm just glad they didn't have that booster seat law back then. Can you imagine me going to the prom? I'd be like all buckled up, You're beautiful. Let me out, Mom. So I've been married 21 years. Thank you. Thank you. Three wives, but I'm good at it, man. I just did a show with a couple that had been married for 62 years. And I asked them right from the stage, I said, "How have you stayed married that long?" And the husband said, "We haven't spoke since Vietnam." Now, I just remarried my first wife. After 23 years apart, we got remarried, and I had to go see the counselor at church to find out, he wanted to know why we wanted to get remarried. I said, "Because I miss half my stuff." No, the hardest part about breaking up, because we were childhood sweethearts, and then we broke up, the hardest part was the custody battle. We were right there in court arguing, "You take him. No, you take him." Some of you are laughing, the rest of you are praying. So I just finished a 12-base tour for the Air Force. They sent me out to do 12 shows across the country for the Air Force. It was awesome going back and performing. I was in the Air Force myself, so it was awesome to go back. Let me do a check right here in the room. How many military veterans we have tonight? Clap your hands if you're the military veterans. All right.
Go vets.
Go vets. Okay, let's do a room check. Where are the Army veterans at? Army. Give it up for the Army over there and back over here. Marine Corps, where are the Marines at? Any Marines here? No, everybody stay still. Watch, once a Marine, always a Marine. They don't know when the war ends. I have no Marine jokes. Where's the Navy at? Anybody from the Navy? Anybody serving the Navy? Anybody shop at Old Navy? An Air Force. Who's in the Air Force with me? Right over here. Give it up. My brother over here. We were this close to being in the military. You don't realize how tough you aren't when you're in the Air Force until you get out and you have to go to the VA to be with all the other veterans. I see a Marine limp by. He goes, Vietnam took a bullet. I see an Army soldier go by. Gulf War, shrapnel. I'm standing there with the wrist brace. I still wanted to act like I was tough. I was like, U.S. Air Force, carpal tunnel, email, 05. I'm better now. So I go out in these 12 Air Force bases. One of the bases was so far into Texas that the nearest airport was in Mexico. They said we could fly to Mexico or drive 6 hours across Texas to go to this base. I said, I'm not flying into Mexico. I know who won the election. You're not getting rid of me like that. So we drove from San Antonio to a base all the way out by the border, and an hour away from the base, we get stopped by an immigration checkpoint. Me and two other comedians, I'm driving the rental car, and I pull over at an immigration checkpoint, and I quote the immigration officer. He walks up to the car and says, Are you a U.S. citizen? It's like, are you a U.S. citizen? And then we were in Albuquerque, New Mexico, when we were performing at a base. When we got there, they briefed us about how top secret this base was. But they had the hot air balloon festival going on, and hot air balloons were accidentally floating over the base and landing. And I witnessed this, and the military police were very nice. They just escorted them right off the base. I saw this happen, and I called my uncle in Mexico. I said, there's a new way to get in. And they can't build a wall big enough for this one. Oh, that would make him mad, huh? If we had hot air balloons. What do you mean? They're floating over the wall. We're gonna tax the air. We're gonna tax the air. I'm not left wing, I'm not right wing, you know. I get my political views from my grandfather, a very wise old man from Torreon, Mexico. I went up to my grandpa one day and said, Grandpa, what do you think about a woman's right to choose? He said, Mijo, I think everyone should wear shoes. I grew up poor. I'm not ashamed to say I grew up poor. Anybody grow up poor? Nothing wrong with growing up in poverty. You learn things when you're poor that you would not know if you had money. When I was 7 years old, the family car was a 1965 Chevy Impala that was not a lowrider on purpose. We had a big family and a hoopty, man. Who knows something about a hoopty? Used to call it a jalopy. They call it a hoopty now. This car had no reverse because the transmission was messed up. You couldn't make a left turn because the steering column was messed up. Okay, you cannot make up jokes like this, all right? This is a testimony right now. I was 7 years old when we had this hoopty you couldn't even make a left turn in. But at the age of 7, I already knew that 3 rights equal to left. Rich kids didn't know that. My teachers thought I was advanced. You don't want to ask my dad for directions. He'd be like, okay, man, you make a right, you make a right, you make a right, you'll be all right. We were poor. For dinner, all we had was helper. No hamburger, just the helper. You know, it's hard to travel. You know that, right? It's hard to travel and be a good person. Anybody experience that, where you're trying your best to be nice and friendly? But the flight in today, I'm on the window seat. The plane was packed. And it's not the man's fault. He's a big man, the seat is little, but he had to sit right next to me. And he's pouring into my seat. It's not his fault. But before we even get in the air, he falls asleep. And by the time we're up in the air, he's snoring, and his head is on my shoulder. He's dead asleep. And I start elbowing him to get him off of me. And then I heard in my heart, what would Jesus do? Man, I didn't know Jesus flew Southwest. Kept hearing, what would Jesus do? Then I thought about it. I was like, man, Jesus raised the dead. So I looked at him and said, wake up! He got up. I do all these jokes about being Mexican, and I'm a grandpa. Where are the grandpas at? Where are the grandfathers at? You have grandsons from your son or from your daughter? From your son. They're going to carry your name on. I have 2 grandsons. My second son gave me 2 grandsons. But his wife is Irish-Italian. I got Nico and Nolan. They got my last name. But they're blue-eyed, freckle-faced little boys. I can't even take them to the mall by myself without an Amber Alert going off. All right, I'm going to do an impression for you guys. I can't do characters or other people, you know. I got a high-pitched, squeaky voice. I know that. I still get called ma'am on the phone. I called my friend up. My friend's named Jeff. Jeff happens to be black. His daughter answered the phone. I said, can I speak to Jeff? She said, hold on, Grandma. So either I sound like a little old black lady, or Jeff's mom sounds like a little Mexican comedian. But I'm working on a new impression. I'm going to debut it for this special right here. I don't know if you guys are ready for this one. This is my impression of a Latino proposal. Are you going to keep it? Thank you. You guys were, some of you were laughing, some of you were doing signs of the cross. You guys like. All right, same joke with a different twist. This is my impression of a black proposal. In the case of 18-month-old Jamil, you are the father. I told you. I told you. I-T-O-L-L-U. You can spell it both ways. All right, one more impression for you guys. This one almost got me beat up. This is not about the friendly, kind, compassionate, loving God-fearing people of Provo, Utah.